Hello and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is yours truly, KingFan701. Now, as you can tell, my breath is absolutely nearly fainted at this point. Let's just say, it is really heating up over here, lads. The heat wave is on. This is basically the first mega heat wave the United Kingdom has felt in 4 years. Records are being made and being shattered as I speak at this moment. I'm telling you, this is the ultimate madness of what the summer season can give us. Oh, it may be lovely with beautiful skies and with slight faint clouds hanging above me right now, with a cool breeze. But let me tell you something, guys. This is just absolute heat chaos right now. Oh, as you can tell, yes, Christopher, nice to see you, buddy. If anybody wants to come in and try and survive with this one, feel free to. But cooling down is almost nearly impossible, brother. Like, I've just taken a cool one right now, and I'm still boiling. Although, we've been told that, due to health restrictions, we've got to stay cool as best as we can, drink as much fluid, but it's almost impossible to have anything to eat right now. Like, I'm literally roasting and bubbling up my hands and my arms, my legs, everything. It's just literally just like splinting with heat over here, man. I mean, I can only imagine our bodies in America right now. They're like over than we are. But Jesus Christ, man. I really cannot believe this, but what's good about the summer season is that it can bring you some really good nostalgic memories. But with this type of heatwave environmental, by God, it's absolutely just like a roasted inferno. I mean, I literally cannot stop sweating. I am legitimately just pouring with sweat, man. This is so much just doused me with fire. Jesus Christ. As the title says it all, it's a heatwave stream tonight, lads. I'm telling you. Oh. Sorry if I sound dramatic with this, but legitimately, this heatwave's killing the shit out of me. Legitimately, brother. But still, I'm doing tremendously well. I've had a really good, I had to set out very early on my morning routine before it got too hot to walk around. But if anybody else is like enjoying their summer right now, feel free to, man. Like I said, I literally don't know what I'm saying. I'm literally just going AWY with this. This heat wave is just absolutely just roasting me up right at this point. All right, Christopher. See ya.
Oh, jeez.
So I guess up in the north, up in Scotland, it's also boiling. Not usually very often up there.
Yeah. Ouch. There goes my foot. Ouch. Hold on a second.
At least it's still intact.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to need a new box for this.
Yeah, it's nice to see you anyway, Christopher, again. Like I said, didn't expect to pop in, but I was happy to see you. But anyways, I had to get rid of my last 2 streams for obvious reasons. I prioritized my first one when I came back because of certain topics that were brought up. Nothing to do with me, but it's still there. It was a good return, and we had a good laugh. I had to get rid of my 4th of July one for obvious reasons. But like I'm telling you, it's a really nice day out there, though, don't get me wrong. It's lovely, it's bright and colourful, but that heat is just too intense. It's 29 degrees over here where I'm at right now, down in Birmingham.
Jeez. Yeah.
And it's where my dad's working right now, it's just over 30. Just over. It's going to get even hotter by next week's standards. We might get up to, judging by what I'm seeing on my on my weather prediction on my iPhone at the moment. I'm just checking right now. No, like be warm, not this. Like it was supposed to be 26, but it's gone an extra 3 degrees. It does say though that come by Saturday it'll be 27 degrees, and then oh god, I was right. That's what the records are going to hit by Sunday, and by Sunday into Monday, lads. Brace yourself. It's going to be well over 30 degrees. It'll be 33 degrees this Sunday over here in my over where I'm at right now. It'll be on Sunday, like this upcoming Sunday, 33 degrees, and then next Monday it's going to be 32. That will be the highest we've had in a long while.
Oof, I'm going to get roasted in the car anyway.
Unless you can get your air conditionings on quickly enough, or try and douse your car in, or whatever the case may be. Do it. Stay cool.
Look, I've got my.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Take plenty of that and keep that freezing up in the fridge if you can help it. The cooler, the better. Like I've been drinking for England at this point, you know. Legitimately, like I've had 2 glasses of nice cool milkshake hot chocolate and some Sunny D and a couple of Pepsis and everything in cool stuff, and even that hasn't stopped. I mean, with me, I have to continue on having a lot of fluids compared to eating. Like it's just too impossible to think of food when you got to stay alive and not dehydrated. So, anyways, Christopher, how's it think? Oh, I see you got your old diesel back again. I've still got
second
mine.
one because my brother managed to get me some Thomas's yesterday.
Wow, it's not very often I hear that. Very often, like a brother would bring in a grown sibling, that kind of thing. Because my parents won't do that anymore.
Mind you, I did have to buy them from him, so.
Oh, I see.
We negotiated a price anyway, so yeah.
Oh well, negotiating over a price. Well, I didn't think that would have worked out, so that doesn't sit too well. But it does here with us too. In any cases, how are things over where you are, Christopher? You're enjoying your summer?
Aye, not too bad. Just been trying to stay as cool as possible.
I can see Thumper's there. Yeah.
Yep. He's one of the new ones I got.
He does. He looks brand new as well. Looks like someone took good care of him.
Aye. I got a few of them, so now there's a small collection that I'm going to sell because I've got multiple versions of them, so it'll be a lot easier.
Well, if you can, try and make a bit of cash out of that, mate, if you can help it.
Yeah. I've also been working on scrapping a few spares, including, despite the fact that I didn't plan to do it at first, Bertie.
Oh God, why did you have to kill Bertie?
I had a spare one, and I was going to try and take the face off to put onto a tanker to make one of the tankers from the Engines of Sodor, I think it was. Wretch.
Wretch. Oh, I see.
Yeah, because I've got 4 of the tar tankers, so
good
I'm going to...
All you have to do is just paint over the letters and then he's fit to go.
Yeah. Because I've got 4 milk tankers. No, not 4 milk tankers. 4 tar tankers, 3 milk tankers, 1 fuel tanker, and 3 gunpowder wagons.
I only had 2 of them, 2 fuel tankers, and only just 1. And I had the 1 tar wagon that came with a milk wagon. I can remember getting that years ago, and they're still intact.
I
could just only imagine if AL to L was still say they were still together, or if they had made a comeback. Could you just imagine what they would have done? I know they did one with Emily, which was kind of impressive. I can only imagine what it would look like if they did one for Rosie and Molly and the other ones doing the hair entertainment before the CGI era. Yeah. One can only imagine what they would look like now if they made a comeback. Since the wooden era of Thomas have made a remarkable comeback. I
Yeah.
think somebody else should give it a shot because there's a lot of nostalgia companies that are coming back that are making some of the newer stuff that we knew from our time that the
Hmm.
newer generation are currently seeing. So I think it should make a comeback.
I agree. It'd be really nice.
It would be.
And I've got a few customs in progress, including a few scrapped Thomases.
Oh God! I was gonna say I see a shattered Thomas without his face. For a split second, I thought to myself, "Oh!" I thought as a joke, I thought to myself, "Uh oh, is he gonna quote unquote biofuse little Thomas again and make him into a clone?" Just joking.
And
Sorry,
because my original scrap diesel plan did kind of not go according to plan, this version
oh,
is going to just be scrap.
oh! For a split second, I thought he's got so much silver on him. I thought to myself, you might as well turn him into the Silver Diesel Avenger.
Hmm. It's kind of lucky I got a spare diesel because he's going to be the one that's my custom OC.
I see. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I see Diesel now, there's two things that come to mind. Basically, basically the voice of Victor Tanzik because it's so bloody hilarious, and
Yeah,
and of course mainly Wild Northwester for his amazing storytelling of how he's turning from a bad guy into a good guy. But nowadays,
yeah,
every time I think of Diesel now, I keep thinking of Victor Tanzik's voice because it's just so hilarious. It sounds like
yeah,
Diesel I would know him as, but at the same time, I keep thinking of Thomas Warner Turner 3 as well because of how cool he made him as well.
yeah. The song "Pop Goes the Diesel" always comes up in my head.
Not with me. It faded over time. I mean, it's good, but to me, it's kind of faded away from me now. It's not. It's not
Yeah.
even heard. It's not even heard in my fanfics either. And even when I had Diesel in, it's never brought up.
Ah,
And of course, just like in Thomas 123, he's a changed engine completely, just like D199, aka Ted. Yeah. So, oh, I see this little duck. I had two. I got two of them, except one had.
I've got two now. So because this one, unfortunately, if you can make it out, the front's a little damaged.
Yeah.
So he's going to be turned into a scrapped version.
It looks pretty good. I mean, he's so well conditioned in his paint livery. Unless you want to turn him into the evil half pariah duck.
I'm not sure.
Hey, Astro. Nice to see you. It's absolutely boiling here, lads. If anybody wants to join in, you can absolutely just pop in and have some fun. There's Bill or Ben, whoever it might be.
Bill, I've got 3 of them in total because the other one that I got yesterday, that's got the newer coupling, but that's in very good condition, so that's going to get sold.
Well, you
So
might make. I thought if you had 3 Bill, I thought to myself, why can't you just name one and turn him into AKA Billy Shoepack? And then Bill and Ben can have a third twin.
yeah,
I'm just throwing that one out there for you for a joke. If you ever thought of, turning your version into Tugs on Wheels,
that would be quite funny.
even though at the time I thought that's what Victor Tanzik was kind of doing back in the day, but I can definitely tell he's mixed the two together and he's just kind of blended the two together. But I would refer to like what if it would be like if Tugs were actually on a railway and the engines
Yeah,
the names were actually named on steam engines and not Tugs instead.
that'd be quite good.
Like a Thomas model, but with 10 cents his face, and he's called 10 cents, but he's got no number on him. Then you got like, I don't know, they're all taking the exact same forms, but just with different names and just face packs on them.
Yeah,
The Sodor fire trucks, the ones that didn't get enough screen time.
yeah. I remember the first time when I saw them in season 5. That really got me, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
I never saw that. I only saw it's quite funny actually. I never saw any of the season 5 stuff, like on the when they got released, when they did that infamous what's it called again? The first time I ever heard of season 5 when they did the what's the word? Horror Spooks and Surprises VHS release.
Yeah, I had that when I was younger.
That I remember being scared to death a lot of times with it at the time, but I liked it because on the back it said introducing Cranky the Crane, the Three-Headed Lorries, Butcher, and Thumper, and at the time
Mm,
they were the new including at the time, so that's why I got them because I wanted to know who these guys were.
yeah.
An old slow coach, nice.
hmm And I've got two of each of the scrap diesels as well.
Yeah, I've
Because
got my I got my information here. It's got a record high. I need to check first. What's going on here? Come on, load up for me, you. Okay, it's still 29 degrees. Oh, hang on a second. I've just got some information here. It says here, ladies and gentlemen, it says over in Birmingham, it says the temperatures have broken. Oh, wow. This is going way, 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 way back. Place in my home city right now, we've broken records. We've broken a record from 1994 at a time high. Jeez, I was only 3 years old back then, for crying out loud. Just before I had my diagnosed. Yeah, so that's definitely, yeah, they did say we were going to break some records. This is definitely one of them. And I don't want to go into politicking too much, and I'll just throw it out from there. Despite, look, I know I was still gutted and shattered, and hate to say it, but I was very, very teary-eyed and pissed off when Boris Johnson left. I was gutted. I was in an outrage, mate. I'm not going to lie to you. I was gutted. I felt like that was it for England. We've got no leader, and I'm actually predicting that we might end up going down a much more dangerous path, because I don't trust any of the guys right now who are going to take leadershiping right now.
I just don't trust politicians, full stop.
I hate to admit this, I'm just going to throw this one out there, and I'll leave it at that. But if we had no such thing as politicking in our nation, and of course if Scotland followed us as well, we would be the only non-political country, and we could have a free life with nothing to, to kind of get us all messed up.
Yeah.
Because, as some of my mates will say, even in the US and elsewhere, it's not as we would call them nowadays. Oh, the nice slate truck's not bad. But apparently...
Still got to get a spare one.
Oh, I see. I never got to see them in stores at all back in not once. Only until I saw them in, events or whatever, but never in the stores, which was kind of odd. Turns out...
I've got one that's damaged, so I can't really use it for the slate as such, even though it still fits. I'm going to wait until I get a spare one on its own, and that way it makes sense.
Oh, this was 5 hours ago on Sky News. Turns out Johnson is, quote-unquote, determined to deliver a winning mandate in the final weeks. Well, I hope he does deliver, because when he does, he knows how to do it. And he has said, though, he's not coming back, but I would wish to... Look, guys, forgive me for saying this. If I was to vote again, I'd vote him back in office. Only he could help. I actually quote-unquoted him to be the modern Winston Churchill of the United Kingdom. I'm not going to lie to you, that's how I saw him. That's how I described him.
I mean, at the start, he was okay, but the whole thing with the lockdowns, that is where a lot of people were just really ticked off with him.
Yeah, well, listen, regardless of the lockdown thing, I wasn't too bothered. It was a mistake and easily forgivable. I blame the public for not listening. Some of them, did some crazy bad shit and everything before that. So you can't quite blame government, because it's not just him and him alone who made mistakes.
Yeah, exactly.
I never did, though, because I kept to the rules. But for those who kept on screwing it up and not believing, like you see in America as well, for instance, as well, we were both in the same boat. There were those who just didn't listen, and they paid the price either by cashing the darn thing or by losing their life. And and I'm going to be honest, can you blame the government for that, or can you blame the deadly virus? No one's to blame for that, but the victims themselves who do not follow the rules. And I know, but to be honest, I don't think Morris intended to break the rules or whatever. He was just caught up in a situation. At least he was keeping his distance, so he wasn't in contact.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I believe it was all set up to get him out of office. That's what I'm thinking.
To be honest, they're all backstabbers. That's all I can say about politicians. They're all backstabbers.
At least, yes, he was actually. At one point, Billy Dudd actually Johnson was actually at one point he made a cameo in EastEnders, which I didn't even remember of. Holy crap! How did I not forget that? Yeah, I know. I didn't realize that at the time. I was skeptical about him, but I'm going to be really honest with you. He definitely won me over in terms of his knowledge because I was one of those who voted him in to become the new one. And I kept him in office as well. Not to mention, I voted to keep him in again desperately, and I was gutted. I just thought to myself, whoever's going to, replace him will not bring good to this nation, and I don't trust who's going to step in because they've all backstabbed our current leader, and we'd be expected to vote on who's going to be the next one. The next one, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't bother. That's even though. Look, I know I'm very passionate, and I always say I'm extremely neutral. It's just that this guy won me over so much with respect. But despite the whole pandemic and everything that's happened in the last couple of years, which screwed up our nation and screwed up the people as well, and our politicianry as well, I don't know how we're going to bounce back. Legitimately, Boyce should have continued working alone. And I can only imagine how it would have been like back in the days when Winston Churchill was around and when Thatcher was around, and of course, when all the past ones that worked before them. I think basically, if a prime minister should work on his own with no one with him, let him deal with it. I mean, I hate to say the lad's name, but look at what the most evil German dictator did. He worked mainly with his. And you think Bosch would have done the same? I don't know, but I am concerned that that's what our next leader is going to be. I am concerned.
I'm just concerned that any politician that comes into office is just going to say, "Oh, we'll give you the world," and then they'll not deliver.
If there's one thing, though, we will still stand up against who's beating up Ukraine badly. Everybody knows. Yeah, because he's the public guy who needs to be taken down.
No kidding. The sooner the better.
Yeah. I know, Astro, I can see you, buddy. But the thing is, I hate to say this, lad, and I know, look, the heat's intense. It's really getting under my skin right now. That's why I'm absolutely boiling and drenched with sweat right now. All I'm telling you is, that's what's driving me nuts. The thing is with me, there's no more talking or negotiating. They need to do the whole thing where they just got to get in there, get Mr. Putin out of office the better, and not out of office, have him terminated for good, so he can no longer be with us on this planet. If we couldn't do it, since we failed to do it to who back in the day during World War II, because he took the chicken coward way out, we can most certainly do it to this one. But the fact of the matter is, look, I still love my nation. I love England, but not the way many people might want to think. After what went down, regardless of all the problems we had to deal with since May 25th, what I'm talking about, Christopher. And of course, last year when we lost in the Euro finals, which ruined everything for me personally as a fan, which is why I can no longer watch the sports anymore as a fan, but I still do as a normal, quote unquote, spectator. And that's how it should be treated. And that's how it is with me now. But the good thing is I've opened up a lot more. I do seem to be getting a good reconnection with other people around me who seem to understand where I come from and how I've, how I am reestablishing. And it seems like my message of my neutral style finally came across. Okay, Billy Dudd, I saw it. Yes, Billy Dudd, I was aware of that. Yes, Astro, I'm about to put you in. Hang on. Okay, Astro, I got you in there. Sorry if you heard all that chatting and everything else, lads. It's just that right now everything is just going through the roof with this intense heat, and that's why we're all blurting out with things that most people wouldn't think we'd be talking about. But anyways, what's the good news?
The good news is my friends and I are close to victory because 2 Omni Kings have surrendered their actions.
What? Whoa. Hold the telephone there, lads. What's going on?
Well, the thing is, one of my friends named Chad told me that Omni King Braden had gave up his action because he knew that he couldn't take it anymore because he gave up already. He gave up his crimes of stealing, bullying, spamming comments and all that. He gave up all that.
Wait, is this to do with somebody in the Thomas fandom or what the heck is going on with you or something like this?
No, it's not about he doesn't know about any Thomas series, so all he cares is just he's the person that wait, don't you remember I told you about him before?
Oh, sorry, Astro. It's been quite a long time since we spoke, mate, because I've been away on vacation. I've been going through a lot of what I'm trying for reshaping my lifestyle. Like I said, I'm going through a complete overhaul at this point in my life, but well, that's quite extreme. But I'm just glad to know the good news has finally come through, Astro. So thanks for letting us know. Oh, the breakdown train, nice.
Yeah, the same goes for Piplup too. Omni King Piplup also surrendered his actions too.
Well, if anybody surrenders like that, at least they have a chance to do the right thing, and who knows what will happen after that.
But unfortunately, there's also the bad news.
Good God, Terrence, what happened to your eyes? Like someone just injected you with a dose of heroin. Sorry, I had to throw that one out there.
Also, I have bad news. One of the Omni Kings have not surrendered yet.
Sorry, Ash. I'm just sorry. I didn't mean to make you laugh there, Chris. It's just
that's okay. That was good though. That definitely got me.
Sorry, it just came out of nowhere. Like I said, my Terrence isn't like that at all, but it's still a good condition with the paint livery. Oh, nice! You got Harvey.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Oh, so there's somebody else who
has a crane engine.
Yeah, the only crane engine we've ever seen. Listen.
Yeah. Like I said, the bad news. The bad news is that one has not surrendered yet.
Oh, typical.
I know. If he can't surrender, then I hate to say it, he's left with no option. That trigger has to be pulled, or you know what?
Yeah, like to make matters worse, he called us freedom jerks. He made a terrible rant about us.
Wow. I guess this guy, whoever this loser is, he definitely has no freedom in himself.
Oh no!
Basically, doesn't see himself as a typical, whatever the case may be.
And makes more worse, he is disobeying YouTube's community guidelines.
I think a lot of guys do that now. I think a lot of them are doing that, especially when it comes to their age. I mean, there are some who are like, if there's any of them who are underage, like I'm telling you this right now, if there's any of them out there who are below the age of 15 or 18 or something like that, they should not be on it unless you're 16 plus. You might have the rights to, but they should change it completely now. Because I remember back in the day when I first started using YouTube, I was at the right time, the right age. When it was back when the rule system was just simple to follow, because I remember a couple of them I don't know. I remember a few. I remember once who lied to me once. I remember one who was an underage and claimed he was born in 1975. No joke. And that one guy in particular was one guy I knew in fandom who nearly ruined me. I hate to bring the name lads up. If you remember, guys, and I hate to bring up some old wounds that have still never healed, but there was one guy in particular, named Mr. If you like his name, Aidan Bentley. If you remember him, he was obsessed with my Timothy filming and was ruining me from Kurt Roman, all because I didn't put and then Joe why? All because I didn't put the song Locomotion in the ending credits from Thomas and the Magic, and that wasn't going to work out.
Like it's your thing. You shouldn't be told what to do by somebody else. Pure and simple.
Well, unless I was given some suggestioning or whatnot, I can get that. But I wasn't going to have that. It didn't work, and I remember just politely saying it's not going to work out. Sorry, and I gave it a try once in my editing, but it just nice. But yeah, I know. it didn't work. And as you guys can remember, there was some lots of bad blood. And of course, Brandon, Ginger Jesus came in, and that's how we met up. And he definitely was a good supporter. And I ended up doing some, back in the day was what we see now. And I will admit, I feel looking back on it now, it was a bit silly and hilarious now. But back then, I was thinking, nah, it's just like if it happened today, I wouldn't have bothered. But back then, I was trying to defend myself and my fans, and of course,
Yeah.
my state of mind wasn't quite in the mature stage, even though I was a bit of a wild nutter back then. But I was very passionate with what I was doing at the time because the community in Thomas were loving what I was doing. I loved, and there's some who actually say it's because of the films I've done, it's what changed the fandom forever. Even though I will admit that wasn't my intention, but if that's what some people want to think, then that's their intention or that's their opinion, and I'm not going to criticize that. That's just me. Oh dear, I never got to see Laurie. I only got Laurie 3 and 2, but not the first one, because he never came out in stores.
I got two of them, so one of them's already scrapped.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I managed to get the face off of the other one, so I've been trying to clean it up so I can use that for the tanker.
Oh, it looks like it's been contaminated by the bloody bomb blasted in Soto Fallout, almost as if he's about to be contaminated or something.
Yeah, I've actually been watching a wee bit of that recently.
Oh, so you managed to get back into watching Soto Fallout again?
Yeah, just a wee bit.
It's been going on since 2017, since I first discovered it via Twitter and whoever did it once before I saw it on YouTube at the time. And it caught me. I didn't know it was based on an actual video game or.
I didn't know much about it, to be fair.
I don't know, but I have seen Fallout, the video games, but I'm not sure if this is what it's actually based on. I have no clue. That's good. I've got two versions of Trevor. He's restored one and he's scrapped one.
Snap.
Except my version was. Except mine had more rust on it though. Mine did.
I haven't got the trailer yet, but well, actually, that's a lie because I'm getting it from eBay in a couple of days' time. So that's going to be part of the scrap train that I'm doing.
Indeed. Oh, nice. Disability. I remember TB76's returns, the Great Heatwave, and yes, I'm very aware of that. And of course, Billy Dud, I know you mentioned, I'll just say MH for short, for you know who. But the thing is
that one.
Yeah, but don't ever mention him. I haven't seen him reply for a long while, and to be honest, he doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's done. To me, he's dead in my life.
Yeah. I'll be back in a second, guys.
Okay. So anyway, Astro, what's cooking up on your side anyway? You trying to stay cool with the heat?
Well, yeah, trying to stay cool. The usual.
It's definitely over here. We've had a record over here right now. It's still 29 degrees, and we've just broken a record from 1994.
Whoa.
Yeah, here in my hometown in Birmingham, we've just broken a record from 1994. It's been the hottest here in Birmingham.
That is a long time ago, isn't it?
It is, and I was only 3 years old before I had my diagnosis with autism back then. And like I said, but this is going to be the hottest heat wave we've had in 4 years. And I remember that 4 years ago very, very well. The highest I can ever recall. I'm not going to lie to you. This was before you and I even knew each other back then.
Also, do you think you could still keep getting us some support for, defeating Ender, since he's the last Omni King to haven't surrendered yet?
Listen, I will admit saying this. I don't want to get involved, but you still have my honest support all the way back, mate. Just hearing that from my mouth alone is more than enough to let you know.
Yeah, because we're very close, so close to victory.
Well, I just hope everything goes out very well. If it ends up like I think it's going to end up, then you know, there's never always going to be a happy ending to some people. You know.
Yeah, because mostly I feel bad for those innocent YouTubers that were bullied by the Omni Kings. I feel really
Listen,
bad for all of them.
listen, I can get that there are some people in here who have nothing but badness with them to do these kind of things, and honestly, it is pretty bad. And honestly, there are guys like me. I'm one of the old school veterans who have been around, and I've seen its fair share. There are some that are bad, some that are not quite cut out for that sort of thing. But heck, I mean, despite how I'm kind of way past my prime, but I'm still hanging around. It's just that, you know, I've seen the evolution change over time, and it's just, there were some great moments, and there's some good people out there who have changed the landscape for the best, and there are some who have surpassed me, and some who are still in my position. But like I said,
Yeah.
nowadays it's just hard to know who is a good, what you would call a certain YouTube user with all the talents that we're seeing. Like Victor Tanzik has, like, for example, I'm just throwing him out in this one. He's just like evolved so quickly to the point where I didn't think much of him, but now looking back, he had great potential, and he's just doing so well. Like he's surpassed me from what I could do in terms of creativity, and now he's doing the Reddit Railway series, which is kind of just a earful to listen to with what he's doing. But I do sometimes worry about the shorts he's doing, which I'm not quite like they were good to begin with, but now I'm thinking they're becoming a little overkill.
Yeah, there's one I haven't watched just yet.
Like it was good from when it started, when for its time, but now I'm just thinking, okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's okay in creativity wise, but there are certain things I don't quite think he should have made. You know,
Mm,
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that because I'm saying it as a concerned fan of his. And I don't want him to be any trouble with certain things. Because he's had this done before. You know.
Yeah.
What about you? Anyways, Astro, how are things lately coming on your side with other things besides that issue?
It's going along. We are trying to, getting a lot of peace. Like,
Um, Astro.
Also, I
Oh,
forgot to mention when the Southern Pacific and Santa Fe Railway, which was the failure merger, also tried to paint their cabooses in the SPSF paint scheme.
I remember we spoke about this a couple of weeks back and everything, and they definitely got the streaming trees with a lot of people hanging around. Yep, I've still got them too as well, Christopher. I've only got
yeah,
five of them. I've got
I've
five
got
or
two
six.
at the moment because I've got two sets.
Five and
So I'm
six of
going to see if I can get more.
them are Scruffy, So technically, I have
Yeah,
seven.
Yeah,
this is my custom version of Scruffy because I've
Well,
painted over the writing.
well, at least he hasn't got. Well, at least I used to have no intentions of splitting him apart unless I ever attempts to commit rail murder on him.
No,
yeah,
Like you
I mean
didn't see.
I took him apart to have a look, just removing the screws before, just to get a feel of it. Apart from that, I'm not going to scrap him or anything.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's good. Uh, I'm just still. Oh boy, man, this heat was just.
I still remember the last time when you and I spoke about the failure merger of the Southern Pacific and Santa Fe Railway.
We did, yes. Especially how. I mean, especially the best one when everybody knows how bad the merging with Penn Central when New York Central and Pennsylvania merged. Everyone knows that was even worse.
Don't forget about the New Haven Railroad. They tried to merge with Penn Central too.
Yeah, well, New Haven didn't have any. You know, I don't. I think they were in a much bad financial to stay afloat with a lot of things. Especially they had some good engines, but it never lasted quite long.
Yeah. Mostly, I kind of like the Burlington Northern Railroad.
Mm.
What do you mostly think about that?
Well, at least the Burlington and Northern Santa Fe had a successful merger.
Yeah, it's like a mega railroad.
At least Santa Fe and Burlington had a thing to get along with.
Yeah, even though because that merger was a success on March 2nd, 1970, is because one person like hoped that one day all of the 6 railroad lines would merge into one.
Oh, I see. And it didn't happen.
Yeah, but it actually did happen since the merger was a success. And the person who dreamed that the merger would happen is James J. Hill.
Indeed. But at least you got other railroads who haven't done that, like Union Pacific and some of the others, and of course other railroads who have now become more preserved heritage lines, as we say here in the UK. But yeah, even North and Western hasn't done so.
Especially ever since, like in the 1990s, Union Pacific was on the rise to, compete with Burlington Northern, since they are, having the last Western competitors known as the Chicago and Northwestern.
Oh, indeed. I can remember that. And I do remember hearing a lot of stuff that Union Pacific was absolutely just, well, I wouldn't say dominating, but they definitely had some momentum on their side during that time period. I mean, if you look back in the 1990s, there was a lot of, well, you could say that was the last great decade of a lot of good things, despite we did have some flaws in that time period, but it was a good, fun time, especially if you were a railroad enthusiast, whether you were American, whether you were Australian or British or Canadian, or regardless, it was a fun time during that time period.
Even though I heard that Canadian National are announced that they were served with Kansas City Southern.
I'm not so sure about that, but
I just heard a boom. Hold on. I just heard something.
Your mic's acting up a little bit.
Oh, you got
yourself.
I'm terribly sorry. I just heard something
Well, that wasn't me. That was somebody else. By the way, guys, I know this is going to sound a little bit.
Also, it's like a good luck. It's like good luck for North to have the Santa Fe Railway as their partner.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to lie. The Santa Fe Railroad, or the HSF at the time, back in the day, that was one of my favorite steam railways. But I don't mind the engines who work on it, especially with the dieselization, because that's where I learned about the ideology. So I always see. It's funny actually, because I used to think the Santa Fe belonged to the dieselization. I remember those cool diesels, the ones that were painted in the red, yellow, and silvery.
Yeah, I really like that paint. The paint schemes on their, the F7 units.
Yeah, those ones. Yeah, the ones that can run back to back or whatever. But they were the first American diesels I kind of remember seeing, and I was like, they may not be steam, but they got a nice color to it, and that's how I remembered the identity of Santa Fe, and of course Union Pacific as well, despite I didn't know much about the steam era until.
Well, do you want to know? Do you want to know how those engines were, first made? It's because they were actually inspired by the box cab locomotives.
Ah, yes, the box cabs. I get it. The ones that run forward. That's what the
if it wasn't for the box cab locomotives, then none of those streamlined diesel engines would have never existed without them.
Well, that is definitely true, but at the same time, but still, I still have no issues. Just the fact is that it's a very mixed reaction, very mixed thing about the whole. Oh look, it looks like you got my good buddy Dalek 4, the exact same Dalek my old mate does.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
That's the same Dalek that my buddy, Dalek Double Four's got. Now you've got him again as well. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Ah,
This
nice.
one
From
was the 3 3/4 inch version from the Into the Dalek set. Although there wasn't a black Dalek in the show, like in that particular episode.
Question, Kane. What is your opinions about the famous rail cars known as the Bud RDCs?
They're all good. All the American coaches are very, very good. I'm going to be honest. Even the observation cars, regardless if they're streamlined or not.
Yeah, well, actually, these RDCs were actually inspired by those former Pensys OEG 415 Doodlebugs.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. We just had somebody here who was throwing out some racial slurs, apparently, on me. We're not going to tolerate that, yeah. Hang on, that was nice. When it comes to the American stuff, I also think my favorite coaches, as I like to say in America, I always prefer the ones who have like the classic domes on them.
Yeah.
The ones on the ones in the middle of the
Especially since, yeah, I know what you mean. Those cars with the domes on the top, yeah.
Including the ones, I will admit, I thought the ones that the ex-Milwaukee Road Superdome ones were a little bit a little over the top, but they've kind of looked okay to me too.
Yeah, but the thing is, ever since Amtrak was created, they used to have those cars, but they found out that those cars started to become old.
Not those ones. I'm talking about the ones that the Milwaukee Superdome ones had. Like, there's lady. I'm talking about the one, like the ones that you see, the ones that Milwaukee Road 261 had. When they were taking the higher warfare and they had like those little domes on them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Those type of dome cars, not the ones that run from one side to the other.
Yeah. Sadly for the dome cars, that some of the dome cars were not so lucky by Amtrak.
Oh, of course.
Because mostly they just found out that the dome cars and the other passenger cars were starting to become old. So Amtrak was basically desperate in need to have new type of passenger cars to have.
Indeed. Well, that's not good. Yeah.
So now the only solution is that they have Amfleet coach cars.
Yes, they do. That is definitely true.
But for now, today, Amtrak is now having the feeling that the Amfleets were also becoming old since they had them for decades.
Unless they can try and figure out new ways to get them restored or try and figure out to put something new on them, who knows?
Well, they are, because Amtrak is still modernizing their, rail system with new coaches, new locomotives, all that kind of stuff.
There's one thing I would like to see come back, and I know it's not a steam train, but there was one that was very, very revolutionary during the 30s, and that was the Zephyr.
Oh yes, the California Zephyr.
Not the California Zephyr. I'm talking about the one that the Burlington Northern had.
No, the Burlington Northern.
Yeah, the one that was in 1934. The one that.
Oh, you mean like that was one that once belonged to the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy?
Yeah, that's the one. That's Zephyr. That's the one I'm referring to. The one that
okay. Okay.
because they were very good. I have to say, they had a very good style about them. And I felt like if they could come back, well, they just do a modernized version of that fleet, and you know, but
Yeah,
make
but the problem is, I don't think the FRA would have agreed to, well, to do that because I think today they only restrict to having modernized trains in today.
well, like I said, but that's what I'm referring to. Just make the Cepho come back, but have it fitted with a modernized style, like give it modern control system and new, as I like to say, combine the old and new together, and you got a quite unique hyperactive style. That's just me. That's just basically how I like things to be.
I also I also spotted several heritage units as well with the old plastic paint schemes.
See,
Like one time, I even spotted the former Illinois Central Railroad paint scheme.
yeah, I'm
And
still.
I actually also spotted the Santa Fe paint scheme and even the Northern paint scheme.
Let's see. Um. Oh man,
I
this
was,
game.
I was lucky to spot 3 units.
I'm glad you were. Well, you. Oh, hang on a second, lads. I'll be right back. Right, continue correct time, Chris. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. Be careful. So how are things going with you, Christopher?
Not too bad. Just working on some ideas for own characters and planning my other customs that I'm going to be working on.
I see. I'm going to show you something that I bought from eBay.
Ah,
Take a look.
nice.
Pretty amazing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's actually kind of made out of brass built, but I'm giving it a little more a paint scheme on this engine. See the black?
Yep, that's good. That.
Yep. Trying to get it, well, getting a little paint scheme on the engine instead of, leaving it in gold.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Do you also like Legos?
Yeah, I've got some, and I use Lego sometimes for some of my customs.
Oh, I see. Oh, I actually customized my own Lego train.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Nice.
Hmm. This is actually my favorite Norfolk and Western engine. Hold on.
Nice.
Trying to get the camera in position. Hold on. Oh man, this is difficult. Oh, there's a possible way to rotate the camera.
Hmm.
But I don't see the rotation. I don't see it. I can hear my dog barking in the front yard. Hold on.
Hmm.
I need to see through the window. There's nothing there. So what do you?
You okay?
I'm okay. What do you do all the time?
I'm not sure.
Today. Sorry about that. I just woke up this morning.
Ah,
Yeah, so I had to wake up so early.
hmm.
Hold on. I need to see something at the window again. Hold on. What's going on out there? What in the world? Hold on. I saw a truck that just unload a front end loader.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't understand why, but I don't know why the truck might have unload the front end loader somewhere. I don't know where it's supposed to be going.
Hmm.
Have you heard about those rail cars that can detect any tracks that are having problems?
Hmm. I've not heard of that.
Oh, come back, guys. It's like
There you are.
I know. Just had to help out. I just come back from a quick shopping.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it's still it's clouding up now, but it's going to get very sticky for the rest of the day.
Oh, typical.
No, but I mean, like the clouds are building up from the heat.
Hmm.
the clouds.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've even taken. I mean,
I
not
mean,
even a cool shower.
trust me. Like, it was really hot from where I live, like in America. It was way hot here. Because mostly when I go to work, it's really hot you know to work. I can't even stand the heat.
Hmm.
I mean, if there's one thing about the summer season that did work, at least it managed to cut down COVID quite a lot, and the intensity wasn't able to make it get any stronger.
Hmm.
But it still had a
Yeah,
problem, but something that made us less vulnerable to. But even though they
yeah,
are rising still in cases again, I'm still worried about that. But I'm not too concerned because we're in that time of the year where it's more vulnerable than we are to it.
Hmm.
Hang on.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
Mom.
Also, Christopher, if you actually try downloading this app called Bricklink Studio, it's a very
Hmm.
cool app that you can design your own Lego set of your very own.
Nice.
If you actually give it a try, like you could actually build something you want to make.
Hmm.
Kind of like you want to, customize your own real Lego set.
Hmm.
Yeah, trust me, you have got to try this app because I'm actually creating the Lego Union Pacific um, DC-3 rail detector car.
Nice.
Hmm. Oh yeah, since Union Pacific used those the DC-3 rail detector cars, I'm thinking about having one of those cars as a house. Because mostly on the internet, I usually see several passenger cars and even cabooses were built as homes.
Mm.
So that's probably why I'm gonna choose the old DC-3 as a house for me.
Nice.
Okay, guys. Sorry if I keep getting taken back again. It's just one of those things.
It's okay.
Just
I know how
listen
that
to-
feels because mostly sometimes my family needs me for their help. I
I
understand
know
that feeling.
continuously when we're trying to have a conversation on certain topics. Just like
Yeah.
um, besides all that, lads, it's been a very crazy but cool year in certain parts. Like,
Mm.
Yeah.
li- uh, anyways, I'm still trying to reconstruct my Thomas Universe, my trains thing. Trying to record installments over again. And again, I've said about the whole thing about I'm not gonna like make a series like you would see other people do. All I'm just gonna do is like make like basically train spotting videos if I can help it. My thing to never heat too much, and of course, just do some, you know, to keep people going. If I was to do if or make shorts or whatever, but that's just the type of thing I am now. But
I see.
I know it's tough. I've just got Fraps installed, and I'm gonna try and see if I can record while I play the game playing. I have no idea, but see what will happen. But like there's one hang on a second. I'm just gonna do this here. Like here's one cool thing you might like. There's this site that
What would that be?
well, this is where we can get all the best stuff. This is what I'm gonna try and do again. There's one scenery. Actually, there's one alternative I'm going to try and do maybe just to see like this is going to be like my new fictional canon. It's going to be like like we saw Thomas in the Rail Tour series. That guy who's just now using not just British but also Australian and American engines, basically doing what I was doing back in the day, where everybody made a big fuss of it. Where nowadays it's not. And if I was to use it again, I'm thinking the backlash will just happen, and then I'm just like I'm going to do it my way now, you know. So it's not
Yeah.
going to be like, oh, this is my timeline. It's going to be like, what if this is what it'll be like, like just to throw some fun at, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this, for example. Like here's something. Hang
Yeah.
on. Like this here, for
Okay.
example. Like, what if this had been like what Edward would like here, like look in the chat. If I can, no, not in the chat. I mean, I've got
Oh.
Toad and Oliver. They're still in good condition.
Nice.
Like, come on. Like,
Also, Kane, I also actually spoke to Train Boy 11. I actually talked to him today.
Train Boy 11. Oh,
Blimey.
it's been a while since I've heard his name, but why bring him up, mate? He's past news on me now, mate. Why bring someone I have no interest in talking to with anymore? Oh, not a bad model of Bertram. Never saw him installed.
Oh.
Oh, connection lost.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. What happened there, Astro? Your connection kind of blew out.
So are you guys, because I'm tired of this internet connection problem. Because here from where I live, it's always have trouble.
I know what it's like. Connection problem. But don't bring up that guy anymore, mate. Look, I kind of moved on from him, I think. Yeah. He was just, oh no.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
I'm sorry, Astro, mate. It's hard to explain. Okay, so we don't want to get any negativity on that, please, mate. Like, what I was gonna say was, before that was brought up. This is what I'm kind of bringing up. This is what I'm kind of thinking of. Like, what if this had been the case? Like, what if Edward was like this? Like this, for example. Like, what if he appeared like this instead?
Oh.
Let's see. Oh.
A militant version of Edward. And of course, spoiler alert. And what if this had become of Henry? Like, what if he was actually an Atlantic and not built the wrong way?
That's interesting.
Like, this is how my version of, of Henry's life might be. Like, I'm going to do things very, very different. Like, that's what will become of, of Henry in my universe, or something like that. If I was to change, instead of just being completely being canon, I'm going to do something very different. I managed to recently get my 2 of my KNL trains in. I managed to get 611 and 261 reinstalled with no problem. Oh, where is it again? Oh, there it is. And as you can clearly see, let me just go back again. Alright, so you got Blue Bell.
Yeah.
Here we go, lads. Here's something else. And if anybody's got Thomas or Trent, if you want to, this is what will happen, I think. Like, here's the pack on Thomas, and you guys should guess. Like, this is what Thomas looks like now. You can see there where my mouse is pointing. That's what he looks like now in my new headcanon, along with a resurrected Timothy, who is also like, that's what it looks like now before he's going to be transformed into the you-know-what, becoming before he becomes like a J50 type. I can see you got so many versions of Bill and Ben and whatever, Christopher.
Yep. Three builds, one Ben.
Oh, man.
I could make a joke about send me the bill.
Yeah, like, or basically contact the Bill, to place TV series.
Yeah.
I know, I was thinking, and I actually made a joke at one point. I was thinking, why is this the Bill when you got something called an officer? We got the officers, and I'm thinking, why are they called the Bill? They don't have any money, or like, how can cash get you in handcuffs or whatever? I never understood it, but
yeah,
that was my thought process back in the day. I know, it's crazy batshit, man. But that's what I thought back in my day as a teenager. It was insane.
Aye.
It's quite good. At least there's a lot of good stuff happening around here. Oh,
The Dalek Emperor.
nice. That's quite good.
Eh,
Looks like someone's been doing a customized version of the old version of some of the old model stuff, including the old version of a concept Arsdale station. Oh, the Dean Forest Works just made them. Oh, that's quite nice. Looks pretty big. Yeah, it looks pretty big, but a quite impressive variation of Arsdale. And then someone's done a variation of the railway series of Farquhar, trying to base it on Audrey's old style looking, I think, judging by what I'm seeing. That does look pretty intriguing, I'll admit. I'm going to check that out and see how good that looks. And somebody had to do the audacity to put, it's just an April Fool's joke. Yeah, someone had the audacity to put the Series 25, quote-unquote, poster of the Dreadful Thomas reboot on there. But basically, the All Engines Go pack, and it was just an April Fool's prank. There's none of them on there. Yeah, very clever. Very clever. That's one thing I will accept. That's quite funny.
Yeah.
But still,
I mean, somebody on YouTube did use the All Engines Go Thomas and their friends from an alternate universe to fight, what was it? Diesel 13, Timothy, Devon the Demonic. Quite a number of them, actually.
Wow. I had no enough idea that was actually happening. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I take it didn't go well.
Well, at the end, all the good guys obviously won, and Anti-Diesel 10 changed his colour scheme from Diesel 13's colour scheme. So he would finally be accepted back into the Thomas universe from the one that originally chased him.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, at least something good did come out of that, I guess.
Yeah. A Nightmare Thomas finally met his maker.
Basically, which version are we talking about? Which version of Tom?
Nightmare Thomas, he's kind of an OC. I'm trying to think.
Oh, I see. The one that looks like Sonic Exile, whatever his name is. Oh, God.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't Timothy, that's for sure. Although some fans would wish it would be the case, but...
Yeah.
I had no idea that was actually happening.
Sorry about that, guys. Internet problem.
So I didn't realize that, Christopher. Thanks for telling me that. I had no idea.
Because I got the idea for my scrap diesel from watching Devon the Demonic. So that's quite a good, scary sort of story.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically, Devon the Demonic worked at the scrapyard, and he turned evil, scrapping both engines and diesels until he finally got what was coming to him.
Definitely sounds a little extreme.
Yeah.
Definitely sounds extreme, but hey, at least I'll take that. I can't hear you, actually. You're clicking and clacking. I can't even hear what he's saying. You're clicking out, mate.
Yeah.
Another Dalek.
Yep. Golden Chieftain / Dalek Supreme.
Oh, I see. That guy.
Yeah, he's got two different roles.
I see.
First story he was in, he was the Dalek Supreme. The second, he was the Golden Chieftain.
And what happened to him afterwards?
Probably, I mean, the Dalek Supreme was destroyed along with the other squadron. So the Golden Chieftain, after the mission to Spyrigan failed, probably also got exterminated by the High Council.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Oh, Astro Boy's popping back in again. Hey Astro, what's going on? You keep flipping backwards, all different variations.
Oh no.
Still a bit jubbly, but I can still hear you. Despite we've been on for 1 hour and 16 minutes, we've done quite well in this heat.
Yeah.
Even trying to sit still, my feet are just doused in sweat, and I'm just like on the verge of slipping off my chair. I'm so drenched.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, so I think I'll just have to keep my Wi-Fi on for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said before, I'm creating a Lego Union Pacific DC-3 detector rail car.
UPDC detective, right? Huh. All right then. I can imagine what that's going to be useful for.
Well, basically, railroads were always having trouble of their tracks because, well, like they're not in good shape.
All right.
Because mostly they have to trust with the Sperry rail service trains to solve the problems. But Union Pacific don't want to have those Sperry cars since they already have their own DC-3s.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So also basically I'm thinking of having one of those old DC-3s as like a house for me.
Oh.
Uh-huh. That's nice then.
Yeah, because have you seen every pictures of coach cars and cabooses as homes on the internet?
Yes, I have.
Yes, that's why I was thinking of having one of the DC-3s as a house for me. Yeah, so now I'm putting 3 doorways because one room is going to be the kitchen, the other room is the bedroom, and the back end is the living room, and both kitchen.
All right then.
Yeah. And also, my best friend Jason said that he's going to be, my roommate.
Wow. All right then. Look, I know you
Because he's still my best friend, so that really counts.
I know you were saying you were talking, about Train Boy 11, but just for your sake, Astro, and for mine, he's, past tense with me now. I lost interest with who he was. Okay, just bear in mind.
Okay, sorry.
I'm not. It's all right. I'm just letting you know. It's just for safe reasons. That's all. Anyways, besides all that, there's a lot of good stuff I was watching as well. Especially when it comes to Star Wars. There's one I was watching just recently, which was quite cool. There's this YouTube user who plays Star Wars called The Fallen Order, which is like 5 years or so after Revenge of the Sith, and it's really really good.
Yeah, mostly all of the Order 66 scenes happen around in every, the Star Wars series, like the Bad Batch, Season 7, and even all of that.
Yeah, but I'm referring to like the video game. Like
Yeah,
here
that's
you are.
that's what I was trying to like referring to the Order 66.
Mm-hmm. Like there's this one here I thought that was quite good, and and there's this guy and I really really like what he's doing here. He actually used a like you can change the attire of the player when you're playing as Cal Castus, that fallen Jedi Padawan, who
Yeah.
and you can actually play as anyone you like at the end. Like if you want to play as Obi-Wan or Count Dooku or Anakin Skywalker, or even Darth Vader or a different Darth Vader or this or that, or even Darth Revan. What I liked about this is that when you play certain characters, they'll have their voices changed, and if you play as Vader, as the good guy, so to speak, his voice will sound a bit like Kylo Ren a little bit, but it sounds like a pretty cool impression of Vader, and this is how I discovered it. And he had like Anakin's lightsaber, so I'm kind of thinking to myself, this is kind of an early slash redeemed Darth Vader being somewhat like in an alternative universe or whatever the case may be. And it's really, really hilarious how I saw this. And I was thinking, a lot of us fans just joke around and have some fun, but it's really, really cool. Like, and then when you see him like the stormtroopers are replaced. They're saying the same lines, right? They say the same stuff in the film, like in the actual game itself, but you can change models to which ones you'd like. Like stormtroopers can be replaced by the battle droids, or you can have all different types of characters or whatnot. Well, it's really, really quite cool.
Yeah. Like, it's really cool,
But it's quite strange, actually. And, like, I'll give you this for example, guys. So I'll play you this here. Like, there's two scenes I saw, and this one was just recent, where I'd like to say, quote unquote, redeemed Darth Vader takes on an Inquisitor.
Okay.
This is like a remake of the video game, but it's just basically the guy using a different model over there, and it's really, really clever. And you can set any you like, and you can just play the campaign thing all over again. Just different guys saying the same stuff with a different style on him. Like here, for example, you might find this a bit strange as well, Christopher, but this is quite hilarious. Like here's like quote unquote Darth Vader take on the Inquisitor, but he's basically just doing what Cal Castus says. But in this case, it's like almost seeing a redeemed Darth Vader in an alternative universe. No, it's somewhat of a good guy, still has the dark side in him, and it's quite funny. Like
Okay,
here, look,
let's see.
this is what I was referring to. If you guys
Let's
can
see.
have a
Mm-hmm.
listen carefully, that's like Cal Castus with Darth Vader's model over him.
Okay.
Something's going on.
See, got the battle droids and there's Vader.
Mm-hmm.
They're just basically doing the stormtrooper thing, except it's a different style.
I see.
And you would think they wouldn't know who Darth Vader is. It's like a redeemed version of it, like he never died. It's really clever.
Yeah.
I'll just skip it here for a second, get to the best bits.
All right.
I've been working on this heap a long time. Way before the war. We refit and rebuilt best in the galaxy. Then came the Empire. engineers became scrappers. The workers just worked.
If you listen carefully, you can hear if there's
We
actually
all know the
talking.
truth.
Yeah.
Just too afraid to say it. The Empire, we're all just expendable.
Yes, you are.
No!
Look at this. I like it.
Found a Jedi!
There's like, I'm no Jedi. Yeah, he's got his own lightsaber. This is what I was referring to. Like, just imagine if he's like he hasn't got like what's the word? He hasn't got his mechanical limbs. It's like he's got an entirely new replica bodysuit or somewhat.
Yeah.
So, no.
Hold it. Don't move. How'd you get here?
Easy now.
Got a stowaway.
Hey, you don't need to call this in.
Quiet. This is TK-8190.
Whoa.
Repeat, did you say Jedi?
No, I'm no Jedi. I'm just a. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Yeah, I know it's just absolutely insane. Like I know, but this is really cool. Like, he did even earlier, and then he's like doing this and that. Like you wouldn't see him do it. And I'm like, this is pretty cool. Like, and then he becomes like this and that, and then he fights off, and then this is what he has afterwards when he hooks up with these guys. I'll just skip it over. Just getting to the best bits. Like this is from the video game. Okay, it's really good though.
Yeah. Also, game. While I was at work, I actually spotted the footage of the Titanic sinking while the power went out. I actually found that footage.
I thought there was no cameras around that time period, mate. I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard a rumor, and don't get me started on rumors, okay?
It's true. I actually found the footage, and the footage still exists.
Well, send me a link, and I'll watch it after the streaming.
Sure. I'll try my best to do that. No, I'll be right back. I'll show you the link. I'll be right back.
Are you a Roblox fanatic?
Not really.
All right. I'll be right back to show you the link.
Fair enough. You guys are still watching this, aren't you? Still there, Chris?
I'm gonna have to go in a minute or two.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, shut that thing off and grab some seat. Thanks for the help. Who are you people?
My name is Sir Junda, and this is my captain, Priest Ritus.
How you doing? Yeah, the Mantis is my ship, but you better pay attention to this lady here.
So, who are you?
Cal, Kestis. Who was that back there?
An Imperial Inquisitor. She's a Force user hunting Jedi survivors, and now that she knows what you are, she will not stop until she destroys you.
How do you know so much?
You fine with this, Chris?
Uh,
I know you're probably wondering what the heck was all about going on. I mean, there's some more stuff I was going to show you, but yeah, I know you got to get going.
yeah. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, just do your best and stay cool as best as you can. Do whatever's
Yeah.
necessary.
I'll see you later.
Okay, guys, I think I might have to get going as well because I'm just getting too hot myself. I'm already sweating like crazy on the back. Anyways, guys, I know you've enjoyed this somewhat Heatwave streaming and we've been as long as we can, but we're going to have to wrap this one up. And I may not be streaming when it gets more hotter and hotter because I'll just be too unable to communicate because our voices could get up and sticky and then, all kinds of shit will happen. But anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Take care, Chris, and thanks for being with me
See you
today.
later.
Take good care, lads. And if there's any other jokes, I might throw that one out there for you. Like I said, I do apologise if I did go a little open when I said about Terrence's eyes like they were shot by heroin. I couldn't. It looked just so hilarious.
No, that definitely got me good though.
You never know. I might bring it up again the next time if anybody else joins it with me, and you're like, "Oh my god, it's!" And you might as well put it on the side of his engine. It's just so when spray graffiti on him.
Mm.
Anyways, I'll take care of that then, Chris. Take care.
Oh. See you later.
Right, and you guys too as well, everybody. Have a good summer, and until things get cooling down. Adios, everybody.
Bye.